For more on this game, we turn it over to EJ Hradek with Jim Jackson.
All right, Jim, let's start with James van Riemsdyk, the big free agent signing in the offseason. Gets through 2 games, and now he's hurt. What's the update there?
Yeah, not even really 4 periods for JVR. He gets hit with a clearing attempt. You know, so many times these injuries happen when you're blocking a shot or you're laying out in front of a shot. This was just a clearing attempt that got him in the right spot, and he's out 5 to 6 weeks. So it's a big blow. There's no doubt. I mean, he was their big signing. They wanted to have that extra depth on the left side and also with their second power play unit. So that's gone for now. And they'll move Jordan Wheel to that line, at least for 5-on-5, and they'll move Oscar Lindblom to the second power play unit. Lindblom's young, but he's kind of the same type of player as JVR, so it'll be interesting to see if that works. And Wheel, this is an opportunity for him because he came to camp with a chance to win the third-line center position, didn't. Robiev beat him out. Now he ends up playing on that line with Robiev, but now on the left side, and we'll see how he does with it.
How does this affect the bigger picture now over these next several weeks? Are other things going to be moved around because JVR isn't there?
Possibly. I mean, they'll give Jordan Wheel a shot at even strength. They'll give Lindblom the chance on the second power play unit. There are other moves that can be made. They're making other moves already today to the top 2 lines. That had nothing to do with JVR, as Dave Hextall wanted to get a little bit more from his top 2 lines, so he flip-flopped Jake Voracek up there with Travis Konechny. Voracek, of course, plays a lot with Giroux and Couturier in the power play. They're used to each other. They said today after practice it was just like old times, so I think they'll be fine. And that other line's now one of the youngest lines in the NHL. Lindblom, Patrick, and Konechny. There's a lot of energy there. Lindblom's kind of the defensive presence. Konechny could take off. Patrick and Konechny are real buddies, so I think it'll be fun for them. Be an interesting line to watch.
All right, we're here in Philly, so of course I have to ask about goaltending.
Of course.
It's about goaltending. It's always a big issue here.
I thought it was something else beginning with G, but yeah,
we'll get to that.
Okay,
we will get to that. But let me ask you about Brian Elliott. Has played well so far, so he's the starter. But there's a whole bunch of goaltenders now in this organization. How do you think this is all going to play out?
Wow, I mean, I asked Ron Hextall, and he says, I don't really know how this is going to play out. They have 6 goalies now between the AHL and here. Of course, not all healthy. 2 of them are injured, and a couple are coming off of surgeries. Brian Elliott being one of them. He's looked really good in the first 2 games, so I think they're very happy with his performance, and they're going to roll with him. They picked up Cal Pickard, and this is a guy who Ron Hextall saw at the World Championships. He played extremely well for him. He thinks he can be an NHL goaltender, not just a backup. If he has to go in and play 5-6 games in a row, if somebody gets hurt, he thinks he can do that too. And then, of course, down the line, it's Carter Hart, Anthony Stolarz, the young goaltenders. They just need to get reps at the AHL level and be ready should somebody else go down. But right now, it's quantity. The Flyers are certainly hoping there's quality.
And Carter Hart, for Flyer fans, they know that he's the guy down the road. How did people feel about him within the organization during the training camp opportunity that he had?
It was interesting. He played very well. His last game, maybe not his best game, but he played well. I think he would have had to have stopped every puck to actually be here. Ron Hextall's an ex-goalie. He spent 2 years in the AHL before he got to the NHL, and then had a great first year at the NHL level. So he really thinks that, especially for goaltenders, you have to get some time in the AHL. I think that was the plan. As the goalie started to drop off during training camp, he got closer to actually making the team. But I think this is the best thing for Carter. He's already off to a good start down there with the Phantoms, and he'll get a lot of reps. And it certainly looks to me like a guy that could be a real special goaltender. He's so technically sound, kind of like Carey Price, where he doesn't make a ton of spectacular saves. He just seems to stop all the pucks. So they're really looking forward to having him here.
All right, let's get to that other G, the mascot. Gritty. So you've been a fixture here in Philly for a long time. So you know the fan base here. The reaction at first wasn't great, but it seemed like it's taken off now.
It wasn't great. I like how you put that. The first 24 hours, and there was a home preseason game that day, right. And he came out and he got booed, and then he fell a couple times on the ice, and I mean, everyone's thinking, this is not going well. 24 hours later, EJ, he was a sensation because you know what happened? A couple of other teams, out-of-town people, the Penguins for one, criticized him, and once you criticize somebody in Philadelphia, they can criticize their own. But once somebody from the outside criticizes, get away, and all of a sudden it took off. It's taken off locally. It's taken off nationally. He's been on, he's been on all the shows it seems, and he's a phenomenon. I still haven't seen him here tonight yet, though. They're keeping him in hiding. I guess.
He has been under wraps. We asked for an interview. And apparently that would have been a tough one. We were turned aside. I guess we'll get him at some point. We always do. But I guess when he dumped all that popcorn on the range, Ranger fan. That's when he really became. That's what helped him, right?
That certainly helped, and you can tell he's picked up on the fact that mocking the opposition does go over well here in Philadelphia. I saw him when I saw you guys showed the thing with the Sharks.
Yes,
so, he's going to go that route. It's pretty clear.
All right, Jim. Thanks for the time.
Anytime.
Enjoy the call tonight.
I will try.
All right.